Hello and welcome back to the start of a brand new March to October. Over the last few months, I've gone back and I've done a March to October with some of the most disappointing teams in baseball of the 2023 season. Teams with some high hopes, teams with playoff aspirations, and teams that fell far short of those expectations. We've done it with the Angels, we've done it with the Mets, and today we're doing it with the San Diego Padres. Now, I'm actually a little surprised that the Padres are only in the contenders tier and not in the favorites, because on paper, going back to before the season started, the Padres were kind of my pick to win it all. I thought they had everything, man. You have Juan Soto for a full year, you had Tatis coming back, you bring in Bogaerts, you have Machado. Between Snell, Darvish, and Joe Musgrove, I thought you had a pretty good top three arms in the rotation. You got your lockdown closer in Josh Hader. And not only do you have the stars, but I felt like they had a lot of solid pieces around those stars that would have put together a top level team. And I'm not saying anything new. I think a lot of people thought this same thing, and that's why them finishing 82 and 80 is a big time disappointment. I'll be curious once we take a look at this Padres roster after we play this opening day game, because on legend difficulty with both the Mets and the Angels, I've broken the single season regular season wins records and I've won the World Series, and I honestly think the Padres could be the most complete team that I'll have used so far. So obviously, once again, we're on legend difficulty and we are ready to get started with the San Diego Padres March to October. So here we go, opening day for the San Diego Padres, and we're not gonna look at the rosters until this game's over. We're just gonna play opening day, focus on picking up the win, and then we'll dive in to what our roster's looking like, some strategy for going through the season. And I want to let these presentations play out, because usually they have a little screen projecting at least the offensive leaders, or maybe I missed that somehow. I don't know. Yeah, I might have missed that. I might have messed up, but we're hopping in here in the top of the sixth. We have a 2-0 lead over Colorado. Yu Darvish is only 55 pitches in, and his energy bar is looking like he's thrown 5. Oh my gosh, and not only that, I was gonna go just take a quick look at the box score so far in this game. Guys, Yu Darvish has a perfect game going. I know I probably shouldn't be saying that by name, but we all got to know what's going on here. We also have a Machado 2-run homer, and that's been our entire offense today, but we have a chance to do something very special here on opening day. I was going to use this first inning on the mound to ramble a bit more about what this series is going to look like, but I feel like I kind of have to lock in here with Darvish. Oh my god, and Jerickson Profar. He's actually giving me trouble here in this first AB. He won't swing at anything out of the zone. He won't swing and miss. He's fouling everything off. That's still going to end up a foul ball. Oh my god, and now he's taking one right off the corner. I swear if I lose a perfect game because I walk Jerickson Profar. There we go. We finally get a swing and miss. He was swinging like I was throwing it 110 miles per hour. It's a good thing we have as much energy as we do, because if we got to do that for the rest of this game, we're going to need it. Oh my gosh, these guys will not chase. This was the 7 and 8 hitter. I'm about to throw, I think, my 18th pitch. And we're still not getting the at-bat over with. Oh my god, I don't know if this could have started out in any more of a frustrating way. Okay, I mean, I hung it as bad as you can hang a cutter, but it's taken me 20 pitches to get through the first 2 batters. There we go. All right, as frustrating as everything was, everything's still intact here. We've got plenty of energy to go, and 3 innings worth of outs still needed to get. We still could put some work in to expand on this lead. That would always be nice, just in case things don't work out. And I'll just pop out on the very first pitch I see of the year. Jose Azocar, I mean, hey, that's 2 pitches, 2 swings, 2 pop-ups, but I'm going 1 for 2 somehow. Oh, and then immediately I'll go ahead and take him off the bases by missing a sinker. Could I have an inning that quick on the mound? I think I saw 4 pitches. It's always fun when I start a new series and then like play as bad as I'm playing, because there's inevitably new people who have never watched me before. They're seeing me choose legend difficulty and they see this first inning and it's like, really? There we go. This is going better here. The last 2 at-bats, we've gotten, I think, a 3-pitch strikeout both times. There we go. We got Blackman on the fastball away. That's 12 strikeouts. Regardless of what goes on from here on out, this is a very good opening day start from Yu Darvish. And we got a rollover. Machado's going to handle that. Just 6 more outs. Machado, man, that's still going to be an out, but at least my swings are getting better. Or is that even getting better? They made it look like I didn't even move my PCI from where it's anchored. Oh my god, I'm just getting under everything. Knuckle curve at the bottom of the zone is still a pop-up. There's a line drive, and it is going to stay fair. Jake Cronenworth owns our first extra base hit of the season. So we have Azokar with the first hit, and then Jake Cronenworth with the first extra base hit. I'm sure we all thought that was how it was going to go down. And Nelson Cruz, it's going to go right to him. Not hit as hard as I thought for a pretty nice swing, so we're still not adding anything on, but hopefully we won't need to. And there we go. There's another strikeout. I feel like I'm a little worried because, you know, we have the kind of start we're having with Yu Darvish, but nothing's popping up on the score bug. I feel like usually when you're at this spot, it'll say 7 1/3, very nice innings, and the commentators will talk about how many outs you have left, and that's not being talked about and that's not being shown. So I'm almost worried there's something I'm missing somehow, even though the spots in the Rockies batting order, the math makes sense. I have no errors on the board. We have no walks, no hit by pitches, obviously no hits. And that should be another ground out here. Let's get it there, Bogaerts.
And he's getting really close to this thing right now. Only 4 outs left.
Okay, there we go. Commentator finally referred to it, at least I think. Oh, and then I guess that's why you don't refer to it. Yeah, they were definitely aware of what was going on. And as soon as I picked up on that is when we give up not just the perfect game, but the no-hitter, the shutout, the everything except the lead, I guess. There we go. Not the same long battle from Profar this time. Still have the lead through 8, and with who we have coming out of the pen, this should be enough. I would very much not just like to coast by on what we loaded in with on opening day here. I'd like to scratch a run across of my own. So let's see what we can do here with the bottom of the order. Oh, but I'm just going to pop it up again. Nice. On 3-0 also. Didn't need to swing. Ha-Sung Kim, though. Hanging slurve, and he's not going to let it go by. Another one. First hit Azokar. First extra base hit Cronenworth. Who would have thought the first home run that I hit is going to be Ha-Sung Kim out of the 9-hole? That was destroyed too, and that was a very nice swing. That felt like a good swing. I might be keeping Ha-Sung Kim on this starting lineup if he's always going to make swings like that. Oh my god, Azokar? That's not leaving, is it? No, it's actually not. Only 25 power is not enough for even a perfect, but we do add on one more, taking a 2-run lead into the 9th inning, and there are not many bullpen arms in this entire game that I would rather bring in with a lead in the 9th inning than this guy right here. And we couldn't punch him out, but a grounder to Machado is just as good as an automatic out. And there we go. There's our first Josh Hader punch out of the year. And there's another one to short. Bogaerts has it, and that is going to wrap up a very nice opening day victory. We faced one over the minimum. It just had to be a home run, so we couldn't get a shutout. A lot of things we could have got there that were ruined by that home run. But hey, that's always a nice way to start the season, with not just the base fireballs of momentum, but a little extra too. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with March to October, sometimes the fireball count that it shows you after the game isn't always the truth. And with us having loaded in with a 2-run lead, I'm guessing that top row where it said it was giving me 3 is only actually giving me 2. So we're only going to end up with 3 fireball momentums total. And yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. But that's still a good amount, still a pretty solid fireball size after opening day. Should be enough to handle the Rockies, you'd think. And this always catches me off guard, but we're only doing 1 season. That was something I forgot to mention at the beginning because I ended up having to focus on pitching with Yu Darvish and not ramble about different things of how this series is going to go. But yeah, this is a 1-year deal, 2023 season only, so we don't have to worry about scouting. We don't have to worry about the draft. We don't have to worry about anything future related. So in that same vein, we can skip scouting and set to auto, and then we won't have to deal with any more of those screens for the rest of the year. And we do pick up a 4-game sweep over Colorado, and then we win a 5th game in a row. We're going for a 6-game winning streak to start the season. But before we get into that, I do want to say a few of the things that I was going to say in the game before I decided that I needed to focus, and then we have the roster to look through. So it's going to be a little bit before we actually get into this Arizona game. So the one main thing I wanted to say, and it might be the only thing I feel the need to say, is just the fact that we know the release date now for MLB The Show 24. So we got to fit everything in March to October wise on 23 before that day comes. And that day, actually, as I sit here right now, is exactly 5 weeks away for the 4 days early access, which I will be getting. And usually how I've been uploading these March to October videos, these longer ones, is I've kind of been going 1 per week, and it's been taking about 5 or 6 episodes. So if I go at that same pace, we're either not going to be able to fit this in, or it's going to be cut very close at the end. And I kind of wanted to do more than just this one more March to October for this season. So I'm hoping that I can come out with more of these episodes more frequently. I'm hoping for like 2 a week. Ideally, it'll still take 5 episodes to get through 3 regular season, 2 postseason. So if you guys are interested and you want to stay up to date on when these new episodes come out, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that'll show right up there for you. But now let's actually talk about these Padres for this season. So just looking at this screen right here, after a 5-0 start, they have us projected at 88 wins on the season. They only have the Dodgers projected at 92. So we don't even have that much distance to close before the game starts projecting us to win the division. As of the start of the year, I'm sure these are pretty much the same rankings we saw on that very first screen when we were starting the March to October, but we have an overall rank of 11. The Dodgers right now are 4, just to check in on that. And then I guess we may as well, but the rest of the division is down in the 20s. So it really should just be between us and the Dodgers for this division. Our hitting's looking good. We're 2nd in contact, 8th in power, and then our pitching, defense, and speed are in the lower half league-wide. So let's take a look at our roster as it is right now. And one thing to keep in mind is starting a March to October, this is by default the default rosters all the way back at the start of the season. So it might not be like the exact release rosters when the game came out. It might be like after the first roster update, or like an opening day roster update, if that was a thing. It's been so long, I don't even remember. So I think that's what these rosters would be based off of. So that's just a long way of saying we don't have Fernando Tatis Jr. And the way that March to October works is a little weird because injuries don't exist within March to October. Injuries are off. And I guess Fernando Tatis Jr. didn't miss the start of the season because of an injury, did he? Oh man, and I guess with that in mind, the situation is even worse than I thought it was. Because of how Tatis missed the start of the season, and now it's all coming back to me when this game first came out, Tatis was not in this game at all, I don't think. I don't think they had him in MLB The Show 23 until he actually made his return a couple weeks into the season. So usually when you're dealing with somebody who was either injured or off the major league team for whatever reason to start the year in real life, even if they're injured injured for the entire year. The way that March to October handles it is they just throw him down in AAA. But yeah, man, it's even worse than I thought. We have no Fernando Tatis Jr. in any capacity. So that definitely changes a few things here that I did not think would be the case. We have a big hole to fill without the promise of a Fernando Tatis Jr. call-up at any point anymore. So I guess anyway, with that in mind, this is the roster as it stands right now. The lineup is just how it was in that opening day game. It's Bogaerts, Azokar, Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Carpenter playing DH, Cronenworth at first, Nelson Cruz playing the field, Nola starting catcher, and Ha-Seong Kim at second. I definitely will have some adjustments to make. But then on the Major League roster on the bench to start, we have Grisham, David Dahl, Luis Campusano, and Rougned Odor. Looking at our pitching, we have Darvish and Snell. I guess there must have been an injury to Joe Musgrove to start the year that I forgot about, so he will be in that AAA and crossing our fingers for a call-up situation. So the rest of our rotation for now is Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, and Nick Martinez. And the bullpen is definitely weaker than I thought it would be, but that's how every March to October bullpen seems to start, is like all kinds of 60 overalls all over the place. We even have 2 down in the 50s. So if we're looking for trades, bullpen is probably the #1 spot we need to look for when it comes to upgrading this team. Usually it's pretty safe. It's a pretty safe bet to say that we'll get a bunch of different trade opportunities, a bunch of different chances to upgrade the bullpen. But after my last March to October with the Angels, I'm not as confident because I only had 3 trade opportunities pop up in that entire March to October, and not a single one offered me a bullpen arm. So we need it more in this one than we did in that one. And then just to see who else might be on this roster that could get called up, we do have Joe Musgrove. Like I said, he's not injured within this world because injuries don't exist. He's just stuck in AAA. So the first chance we have, and you have to wait for it to pop up, it's nothing that I can initiate in March to October, but the first chance we have, we'll get Joe Musgrove called up, and that'll be a big improvement to the pitching as a whole, because then Nick Martinez can go to the bullpen. And then speaking of the bullpen, we also have Drew Pomeranz stuck in AAA for right now, so hopefully he also gets a call-up opportunity popping up. We also have, I mean, just overall, we have a bunch of players that are in AAA that are higher overall than a decent chunk of our entire bullpen, actually. Like, if you look, we're still scrolling and we haven't even gotten down to there. Brent Honeywell. Any one of these guys technically would be a better relief pitcher in the big leagues than Brent Honeywell. Oh, and we have another big one here. Robert Suarez is down in AAA right now. So if I get lucky, we could upgrade our pitching 3 different times just from getting pretty solid call-ups. Position-wise, though, we don't really have anybody that we're missing that is stuck in AAA. I mean, Tatis would have been the only one, and he doesn't even exist. So the only one probably could be Adam Engel, and he's not even like that huge of an upgrade if we're able to bring him up. But I'm sure we'll get some fast tracks. I'm sure we'll get some call-ups, some chances to boost attributes. But yeah, man, that Tatis thing really hurts because I did not know that would be the case. All right, so I just spent some time setting up our lineups here on this team and then setting up the trade management screen. But first, we're going to talk about the lineups. And honestly, this is kind of a tough team to decide exactly how I want the lineup to go in terms of who's actually going to be starting. So the odd one out against righties is going to be Ha-Seong Kim, even though I was just talking about how good his swing felt in that last game. But I don't know. It's just a weird configuration for everything. They originally had Nelson Cruz playing right field, and we can't have 37 fielding, 35 reaction, and 15 speed playing anywhere on the field defensively. So that was the biggest priority, was finding the way to get him playing DH. So to do that, I moved Matt Carpenter to first, who also is very bad in the field, but at least him playing first shouldn't do as much damage as Nelson Cruz playing the outfield. But then Carpenter had to move Jake Cronenworth to playing second base. So then that's where the Ha-Seong Kim to the bench thing comes into play, because even though we're giving up a lot fielding-wise by having Cronenworth in, we should be gaining a solid amount hitting with Cronenworth's bat staying in the lineup. And then as for the right field spot, we're bringing in Trent Grisham to play right. He originally was on the bench, and even though he's got really low contact and even 60 power isn't great, I'm hoping that, you know, the 76 discipline, the 60 clutch maybe helps him to at least put up solid enough hitting numbers. But I'm keeping Jose Azocar in the lineup. And then if we move to our lineup against lefties, it's pretty much the same deal, except this time we have Kim starting with Cronenworth as the odd one out. Lefty. And I'm keeping Jose Azocar as the starting center fielder, like all-time starting center fielder against righties, against lefties. Even though those hitting stats are pretty rough, even worse against lefties, he's just so good in the field. Like that 99 reaction with 90 speed is going to be huge in center field, and center field might be the most important position in this game this year to have an elite fielder. So right now, while we don't have anybody who's a good enough hitter to make up for not being as good of a fielder as Azocar, I'm just gonna leave Azocar out there. He's off to a good start this season too, batting .357 in his first 4 games. But yeah, I'm gonna be very interested to see how this lineup does as the year goes on, especially when you have to factor in at 42 years old, Nelson Cruz might not last too long. He's gonna regress fast, and even Matt Carpenter at 37, he'll probably regress fast. But they're both at such a good starting point that they'd have to regress a lot for me to replace them with anybody else. But hopefully by that point, maybe we'll have made a couple trades and some call-ups and things will be looking different. And then speaking of trades, I set up our trade management screen. So for positional needs, we have relief pitcher, catcher, and center fielder, because Austin Nola and Luis Campusano at catcher, that's not the greatest options to choose between. So offensively, those are the 2 biggest spots we can upgrade, is catcher and center field. Team needs, we'll just, I don't know, throw a couple on there. And then players to target, this is the big one. So we have 1 center fielder on here, Brian Reynolds from Pittsburgh. We have 1 catcher on here, Salvador Perez from the Royals. Both of those teams shouldn't be competing, so you would think that they should be willing to move on from their star players. But then when it comes to the bullpen, I'm going to start kind of small, because I feel like that might have been why I didn't get good trades, or I guess any trades for bullpen arms to come to me in my Angels March to October, is because the main thing I was looking for then was a big bullpen arm, and we already have our big closer bullpen arm in Hader. So all I really need is to fill out depth, so I'm kind of going with some lower overalls to start. I know Joe Mantiply, that'd be an in the division trade, which might not make all that much sense, but I don't know how much this game cares about that, and he's in AAA anyway right now, so maybe they'd be a bit more willing to do it. And then I just threw Reynaldo Lopez on here from the Sox, because they also shouldn't really be competing, and he's a solid enough arm for a 73 overall. It was kind of tough to come up with the players to shop here, because obviously we're not shopping any of our good players, and we don't really have any prospects. Like this Padres team is devoid of prospects after some of the moves that they had made in the last couple of seasons. So Dylan Lesko is probably the best one we have on there. And then I just threw some more guys on there. I doubt any teams are really going to be that interested, but this is really going to impact our ability to make good trades, I will say, because we don't really have a lot to offer. And then untouchables, I really only have our 3 pitchers that are stuck in AAA right now, and then I just added Josh Hader just to have a 4th guy on there. I mean, if there was any trade that popped up with Josh Hader involved, I would just not do it anyway, so it's not like he needs to be there, but at least this should keep him from being involved in any trade at all. All right, so here we go. We got to fight our way back, down 1-0 to keep our winning streak alive to start the season. We're going to have 2 on, only 1 out. This is a pretty good chance to at least score 1 and get the game tied right away. Yu Darvish was on the mound again. He had another really good start. 7 innings, only the 1 earned run allowed. I suppose he could still be going, though. He might not be done on the mound yet. And it's Rougned Odor getting the start today. Looks like his first start. I'm down to leave him in. Let's see what he can do. No, that can't. No. No, but I hit it hard. I hit it 100 miles per hour. Well, for those of you who are new to me playing March to October, that is not an unusual occurrence. And we do have plenty of energy left for Darvish, so I'm just going to leave him in. But for whatever reason, though, whenever we load into a game and there's already like runners on base, for some reason I just find some way to not get those runners around to score. Like, I'm much better creating my own offense than loading in with something already cooking. So we still have a couple innings left to do that, I guess is what I'm saying here. Oh, and Odor at second. He's not going to be able to handle the tough one. And I guess with Nelson Cruz scooping that out there in center, or in right, it's worth mentioning that all those lineup changes I just made don't go into effect until after this game. That's just how March to October works. Oh, come on, double him up. Oh, we did get him. I didn't think Cronenworth was going to react, but at the last second he tagged his foot. I'll get a double play of my own. All right, we got the top of the order. We got a pitcher who's got to be getting tired, and we have 2 innings left to do it. I think we got a good chance. And there we go. That's a 4-pitch walk to get it started. Couldn't ask for anything easier. Didn't even have to swing the bat once. No, okay, I think Azokar is going to run that out. There's no way that that's 2. That was supposed to be a check swing. You're going to hear me complain about that a lot because for whatever reason it happens to me a lot where I try and check swing and they just full swing. I know that's like in the zone and everything, but if I check, I'm not hitting into an out yet. I guess all that does is replace the runner at first with a bit more speed. So if we can put a good swing on the ball here, you know, a gapper should tie this game. Oh, it hit him on an 0-2 count. It ran too far inside and hit him. That's huge. That's a break. Now we got Machado with 2 on. And that's another walk. We've loaded the bases without having to swing the bat here. And now it's down to Matt Carpenter with a pretty good matchup here against the righty. All he's got to do is not hit it on the ground. And he kept everything on that outside corner, and I couldn't get the bat over there. I don't know what it was. I mean, at least that doesn't end the inning. We didn't ground into a double play, but now we need a hit, and it's Cronenworth. Cronenworth is a good guy to need a hit from. And that's got to be it, and it is. Not just a hit, but a grand slam. Jake Cronenworth. That knuckle curve was floating in. I knew I had to do something with it, and it couldn't have been better than that. Just like that, it's not just a lead, but it's a big lead, 4-1. That was the only hit of the inning too. That's the best part. That's the funniest part. 3 free base runners, and then just 1 swing gets them all around to score. And that obviously is going to knock Zach Gallen out of the game. And I guess now we could get Josh Hader warming up, shouldn't we? Actually, you know what? I might not. Not like this is an unusable amount of energy for Hader, but with a 3-run lead, that's, you know, as big of a lead as a save situation can be. I feel pretty comfortable not needing to use him, so I might just go to Tim Hill, who is already warming up. Get him a save on his record and let Hader rest up so the CPU can use him. Or maybe we're not even done yet. Nelson Cruz is going to expand the zone, go right back up the middle. And you know what? Since I probably want a bit better of a fielder out there in right to close it out in the 9th, we'll just go ahead and pinch run for him. Oh, and then a first pitch pop-up for Austin Nola, but we did plenty of damage. Grand slam gives us the 4-1 lead. Now we just got to close it out. And I am. We're going to go to Tim Him. Sure, that works. Tim Him to close out the game. It looks like it's his first appearance of the season, too. And, oh, look at him. Get it over there. What a play. No look, knock it down. Oh, and look at that slider. He wasn't even close. He had no idea what was coming there. And that is a pop out to right. We actually get our chance in right field with the defensive replacement, and that's going to wrap it up. Tim Him. I think my little misspeak there just created a new nickname. Tim Him. And look at that. 4 fireballs, and I wouldn't be shocked if that's not a lie, because we did. We came from behind to win, and we keep this winning streak alive, and 4 fireballs is going to give us a big overall fireball, so we should be able to keep this streak going even more if we're lucky. I mean, just that we have momentum doesn't guarantee that we win every single game, but it definitely gives us a better chance to. So what do we have here? 2-game sweep over the D-backs, then yeah, we immediately lose our first game against the Braves, but we come back, win the series 3-1, Now we're taking down the Mets. We're on another winning streak already. And we have our first player lock game of the season, and it's going to be Ha-Sung Kim. We're already up to 90 projected wins. I think we were at 88 just before that game. So we're already closing in on the Dodgers when it comes to the projections. Now this player lock for Ha-Sung Kim, it doesn't improve the attributes. The only way you improve attributes is through a fast track player lock or a call-up player lock. So for Ha-Sung Kim, this is just a 1, 2, or 3 plus, and it says right there, player boosts improve your player's performance in games and innings that are skipped. So it doesn't like improve his attributes, but it somehow artificially boosts his performance. And in my experience, even just a 1+ boost is really good for the players throughout the season. Like it really changes how they play. So a big game from Ha-Sung Kim here could really change the way I think about him and might force his way back into the starting lineup against righties, because he was the one that I just sat down in our lineups against righties. All right, so let's get it going here. We're batting 6th, facing Kodai Senga. We already have a run on the board, but this might not be the easiest matchup here. Oh, I hit it on the ground. I thought I timed it up, and I did. I just did not read the break on the cutter very well. All right, at bat number 2 now, we got a runner on second, and our lead is grown. It's only the 3rd inning, too. Oh, my God, and that's it's not really the kind of pitch you want to be seen striking out on. All right, and here we go. 3rd AB, 3-1 lead. Senga's still out there, but his energy's getting lower. This might be our last time facing him. Okay, they actually let me hold up. That's got to be a good sign, right? No, the cutter got me. The only reason I check swung there is because I was way too far out in front of it, but that was never going to sneak out of the zone. We get a new pitcher to face here. It's Drew Smith. He's already 26 pitches in. That's a lot for a reliever. And with 4-pitch walk, didn't even get a chance to swing the bat there. That was the only pitch even remotely close to the zone. I don't know though. A ground out, 2 punch outs, and a walk. I don't know if that's good enough. Oh, they want me to steal here. Okay. I'm off. I didn't risk taking a lead. That was a good jump. We're in there. Okay, add a stolen base to it. Maybe that changes things. And now we have a 7-1 lead, so we put up enough offense to get me another AB with Kim. This is probably going to be the last chance. I feel like we need to do one more thing. We need a hit, we need a walk. And that's like the best pitch you could ask for. Where am I going? Oh, and I punched out for a 3rd time. Yep, that probably locks up the no plus then. And yeah, that's going to do it. At least we got the win. Another big win. But it sucks that I'm not able to do anything in the player lock. That's more like how it is for me. For whatever reason, throughout my March to October experience over the years, I just, more often than not, I can't get it done in player locks. Like, I come into a game in the 7th or whatever, you know, I can put together a good inning, I can get some runs across, but when it comes down to playing as one dude, I don't know what it is. We did at least get a little bit more momentum to add back to that, I don't know, the meter. Doesn't really look like a meter with it being a circle that fills up, but we sweep the Mets, lose the first game to the Brewers, and now they want to tell me about the trade management screen, but I already have all this set up. But I feel like, at least to me, usually this popping up is a good sign that a trade is going to be pretty soon. But we're gonna play this game against the Brewers. We gotta finish strong for a morale boosting win, and we have the lead 2-1. Top 9, we just gotta get 3 outs, but they have a runner on already, so let's hop right into it. There's no reason to wait around. We have Hader going up against his former team. He's got to shut him down. It was another Darvish start. I feel like we might have found our way into every game Darvish has pitched so far. Man, and Hader's thrown 1 pitch, and he gave up a lefty-lefty base hit to Jesse Winker. There we go. That's more like it. 3 pitches to sit down Brian Anderson. And wow, the game stuttered big time right there, but we got a line out. I didn't even realize also that it's Jackie Robinson Day. Everybody's got number 42 on. I probably shouldn't leave a fastball right down the middle there. I don't know if I've gotten a good release on a slider yet. I don't know if I've gotten a good release on a pitch yet. It's still yellow, but it's still punching him out because Hader's just that good. Dominant, dude. I love pitching with Josh Hader against the CPU. It was a pretty easy one, so we're only going to get one more momentum fireball added on. And man, Jesse Winker was 4 for 4 in that game. All right, so we are rolling along here. Adding a little bit of momentum back should help us to pick up this series win, right? Yep, there we go. 3-1 series win. Another series against the Braves that we win, and we're going to get a chance to sweep them too. Another easy one, or theoretically easy one to close out here. 7-5 lead, runner on first, but that runner's not even the tying run this time. We're already up to 92 projected wins while the Dodgers have fallen to 91. So if we stay the course right now, we're projected to win the division. And how about the Rockies? 11-8 right now, second in the division. All right, well, man, this is like rapid fire games here, but let's do it again. Let's pick up another 3 outs with Josh Hader, pick up another win. This is a bit higher scoring, so I'm curious to see how we've gotten here. We have a 4-hit day from Xander Bogaerts. We also have homers from Machado and Austin Nola. Austin Nola is batting 400, and that was his 4th home run. And everybody in this lineup besides Ha-Seong Kim has an average over 300. We might have to take a quick look at our team's stats after this game, see what everybody's doing so far. This is a bit tougher of a spot in a lineup to shut down though. Just the Braves in general, but not only the Braves, it's the Braves 3, 4, 5 hitters. Still getting yellow releases. Can we throw him out? No, we can't. That seemed like we probably should have. He kept it in front of him. There we go. There's a perfect slider, and it doesn't get the swing. It would have probably been more accurate with a yellow release. That was as far on the outer edge of that, what is it called? The par? That was as far out as it could have been. But the circle change, though, gets him out in front of it. All right. And now we got Acuna again. Terrible luck with that par. Like, that ended up as far inside the zone as it could have with where I was setting that pitch. But at least it worked. My God, Matt Olson just came here to play, man. Perfect eyes so far in this AB. He's early on that 2-seam. Let's go circle change. And I missed my spot and he took it. Man, that was tough. He did not expand his zone once. And now Ozuna's being all patient. Oh my God, Ozuna's being real patient. We're down, yeah, we're down in the yellow energy. Oh my God, Hader. Come on. Oh my God, that was a perfect release. We just put the go-ahead run on first for free on 4 pitches. This is going to have to be Hader's last batter one way or another. If he doesn't get this guy out, I don't trust him. And he didn't get this guy out. Please go home. Please let me throw you out to end the game. Okay, he will. Thank you for the easy final out of the game. Didn't even get a perfect throw, but I didn't even need it. That's how bad of a send that was. Definitely a little more dicey than I wanted it to be. Definitely was not as dominant as Hader always seems to be, but we pick up the win one way or another, and that's all that matters. Again, that's only going to be one more momentum fireball, and we are already pretty low, so that's not going to carry us too far anymore. But it's going to carry us to a sweep. And once again, we lose. Every single one of our losses so far has been in game 1 of a 4-game series. But we get a chance once again to win the series 3-1 here. And this one is more of a game. We got 3 innings to go. And it looks like we're the ones with the bases loaded right now and 2 outs. That was the exact same situation that Cronenworth hit the grand slam in for me, except since we're loading in with the bases already loaded, I don't know, I'm probably gonna like pop out or something. I did mention though that I wanted a quick look at our stats because everyone seemed to be going insane. And look, I mean, just sorting by the home runs, we're not even a month in, and we have 1 guy in double digits, but then 4 more above 5, and then 2 more at 5. Austin Nola. Who would have thought? I mean, he's regressing. I don't really know how. I mean, only 33 years old. That doesn't really seem to usually be the age where regression hits big time like this, especially when he's putting up numbers. Look at what he's doing. One of our main trade focuses was to acquire a catcher, but with how Austin Nola's playing, I don't even know if we need to. Sorting by batting average, we have 2 guys over 400. And we have what feels like the rest of the team above 300 with Campusano like right behind that. Looks like Azokar has fallen off though. He did have a hot start, but those numbers are dropping a little bit. That's probably more realistic. And then Kim really struggling after my failed player lock. Odor down there too. What about pitching though? Our starters, okay, it's Darvish and Snell doing really good. And then the other three are all over a 5 ERA, which is not all that great. Somehow though, they're all on fire. So that kind of leads me to believe that if I were to have checked this before the last game, or maybe a little longer ago than that, they might have been looking even worse. Our relievers all seem to be looking pretty good besides Brent Honeywell. And then Hader already has 8 saves, 13 punch outs to 4 walks with a 2.08 ERA that I didn't help. I gave up one of those 2 runs. He would have been looking even better before I had anything to say about it. He's blown a save though too. We don't want to see that. All right, well, let's keep this thing going then. Top 7, bases loaded, 2 outs with our leadoff hitter up. We got to come through here. This is a big spot. Let's just take a quick look though, see what we're looking like up to this point in the game. No extra base hits on the day. We've done it all on 8 hits and 7 walks. We have 15 base runners, not a single extra base hit, so that's probably why we don't have more runs. Bogaerts has an error, so this is a good chance to make up for it. Waka didn't have a great start, but it's not horrible either. Oh, that was the pitch. I'm too early on 95. Oh, get over his head. Come on, I hit that hard. Get over his head. No, it's Corbin Carroll out there. Of course he's going to run it down. Anybody else that gets over his head. It took full speed and full extension at the end, and he just barely got there. Oh, man. All right, well, I guess even if I make a good swing, I still have to do it myself. I still have to build up my rally on my own. We're going to go ahead and go to Tim Him here. There we go. Oh my God, look at that spot on a 3-2 count. Paints the corner. And we got the grounder. It's Campusano playing first base over there. Okay. Ooh. Oh my God. Jake McCarthy, lefty out of nowhere? Well, that sucks. Wow, this sinker in, I guess it did sneak a little over the plate, but man, I wasn't expecting McCarthy to turn on it, period, but to turn on it, get under it, and hit it hard enough to leave? Never would have thought. Well, hey, now this just turns into the exact situation that we had against the Diamondbacks last time, and what are we doing? Is he already losing the nickname Tim Him here? Because this is not him. I mean, you gotta get him out after back-to-back extra base hits, but it's still a better matchup to have a lefty out there, so it's gonna be our first time seeing Ryan Weathers. And that should do it. Bogaerts makes the play. And we're down 1. 2 innings to make the comeback. This didn't bother me last time, so why should it bother me now? They're going to a lefty, and we have Soto up, so that makes it a tougher matchup. Oh, and I made a... I did make a pretty good swing on that, but that PCI gets really small. Seems like whenever it's an off-speed pitch low and away, the PCI on the little feedback thing, it's always way smaller than it actually is, like when we're just here, ready to swing. Oh my God, dude, I got a 2-0 fastball right down the pipe, and I'm missing it. And then I missed it again. Come on, dude. I got 2 gimmies right down the pipe. Okay, we're getting them to pop up on the first pitch now. David Dahl out and right. And there we go. We got Corbin Carroll jam. That's a nice, easy pop fly. And Weathers makes that play. Really good outing from him. But this is going to be our last chance. Top 9, we got to score a run to keep the game alive. And they're going to another lefty, Andrew Chafin. He's 4 for 4 on the year without having given up a run. Let's change that. We can do that right away. Nelson Cruz swings a big bat against lefties. And yeah, there we go. Automatic, man. Sinker didn't get quite low enough below the zone, and Nelson Cruz did not miss it even a little bit. That was absolutely destroyed. 450, that wasn't even a perfect, and it didn't even sound that good. How far would that have gone if it was a perfect? And now Cronenworth with the lefty base hit. That's a big swing too. Get that go-ahead run out there with still nobody out. Oh, that was the same pitch I just went deep on, and I was a little bit too far under at that time. That would have been nice for Nola to just like put one in the gap or something and give us that lead right away. Oh, and that's the one I missed, dude. I was fouling off pitch after pitch that was on the border, out of the zone, and then I whiff on the slider left right there. And David Dahl, I decided to leave him in, and it pays off. I didn't miss that slider right there for me. We still need one more big hit to come through and get that winning run across. And it's going to be Xander Bogaerts again. Oh, they're going to a new arm. They don't trust Chafin. Come on, Bogaerts. He was feet away from driving in probably 3 runs in his last at-bat. He's got another chance here to do something big. And this time, he's going to get it past him. I'm sending him 69 speed. And we're in there. That was not a good send if that throw was even remotely on line. But we do get the go-ahead run across here. Xander Bogaerts comes through with the big hit. And we don't have to be done yet. This is a very good matchup for Juan Soto. Oh, and they're going to hit him instead. That had to be retaliation. I know it's a slider, but that was on purpose. Charge the mound. Machado, no shot. I missed that, man. Oh, getting around on that means a bigger lead, but we're going to have to do it just up 1. Ooh, they're bringing in Ketel Marte off the bench. Dude, I almost want to stick with Ryan Weathers. Would that be dumb? He's got 9 pitches. He sat everybody down that he's faced easily. And the thing is, Hader doesn't have full energy. You still got to go Hader here, though, don't you? 1-run lead. He's your lockdown closer. I'm just going to mound visit so he can get his energy a little bit higher, or his readiness. I guess that's not energy. But here we go with a 1-run lead. That's where you want Josh Hader in, isn't it? Oh my God, look at him. There we go. I wanted the punch out with it being that far below the zone, but I'll take an easy out any way I can get it. We don't care about 92 contact against lefties. Ooh. Okay, but Machado's there. Come on, Soto. He got a good break on it, and he's locked in. We're there. Nice win. We gave it up, and then we came back from behind once again. Didn't even need to send it to extras. Hader gets the save, and I don't know. I don't know if that is a truthful 3+ or not, because we did come in tied, but we also came in with the bases loaded, so the odds were kind of in my favor. What do we got? It is the full 3, so that's going to give us as much momentum as we could have gotten from that one. Back up to a pretty sizable momentum fireball. We are off to some start this season, but we lose another game 1 of a series. That one isn't the start of a 4-game series, so it bucks the trend at least. And now we get to play in our first game against San Francisco. It's going to be the last game of the first month of the season, and we're down 1 again. We already have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. So we either come through and bring that runner around from second, or we got to do it in the bottom of the 9th. But look at this start we're off to, 24-4. Both of my last 2 March to Octobers, the Mets and the Angels, we broke the all-time regular season wins record, and we didn't have as good a starts as we're having now. So this is shaping up to be a special year. All right, well, let's hop right back into another one while we're on a good stretch here of playing well in the clutch. We've already put up 3 in this inning, so man, when this inning started, we were down 5-1. Brought it all the way back to being down 1. And we just got to complete the job. We got the camo jerseys on here. And Machado should have a pretty good matchup here. I know he's got 99 clutch and we're facing a lefty. Actually, though, first, I want to see how we've gotten here. We have many 2-hit games. Bogaerts has hit his 8th homer. We have 2 wild pitches from Michael Wacha. He went 5 2/3. Brent Honeywell has actually had a, well, I guess it's not a great outing, but a decent enough 2 1/3. No, why can I not make a good swing with Machado, man? I timed that one up. We gotta get a good result. Man, that sucks, because now we have to do it against Camilo Doval, and he is not easy to hit. We're gonna give the ball back to Ryan Weathers here to get us to that bottom of the 9th with the same 1-run deficit. Okay, there we go. 0-2 slider makes contact. You don't really want an 0-2 slider to be close enough to make contact on, but we'll take it. More weak contact. Man, we can't get a swing and miss with that slider, though, can we? Ooh, we got him. Challenged him on 3-2 with a fastball. Another really good inning out of Ryan Weathers. We got Camilo Doval to deal with. This is not going to be easy, but we have Nelson Cruz up leading it off again. And the last time we had him up leading off an inning in the 9th down 1, things went pretty well. Oh my God, is he doing it again? Please at least get down. Oh, it is, and he dove? No, okay, he's not getting a triple. I guess that's fine. And actually, with that in mind, I probably should bring in a pinch runner. Man, he got set real quick. All right, I guess our fastest runner off the bench would be Cronenworth. So we'll do that. We'll get 69 speed out there on second. And nobody has that strong of an arm out in the outfield, so a base hit should probably score this tying run. They're playing deep, too. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not on that one. Perfect swing that comes off the bat at 111. We won't try and score on that, but we have a very good opportunity here to at least tie the game, moving the runner up to third with only one, or with nobody out. Austin Nola, that gets up through the middle on the first pitch. We've done it. Back-to-back games now, we've caused the opposing closing pitcher to blow the save. Now can we finish it? We still don't have an out. Wow, and they're not even giving him any more chances. 3 base runners right away, and they're done. Well, they're playing in for the bunt. I was thinking about dropping down a bunt, trying to move these runners over. But if they're playing in and we bunt it remotely hard, they're just going to turn 2 on me. So I'll let Kim swing away. Oh, we can't go. That's a short backstop there, and it kind of bounced right back to him. We only had 35 speed, but that would have been so nice. All right, we worked the walk, though. What a plate appearance from Ha-Sung Kim. Bases loaded, walk-off run on third, nobody out, and it's Trent Grisham. Get through, that's gonna do it. Trent Grisham barely tapping that ball, but with the infield in, it's enough. Another come from behind win. We can't be put away. Hey, and we're gonna get a lot of momentum from that for another come from behind win, because that one we actually loaded in behind. Didn't make a single out in that bottom of the 9th either. I would love to see how many runs we could have scored if we kept going, because we are about to get the top of the order up, nobody out. Ryan Weathers walks away with another win. We pin a loss on Doval, and we do look at all that momentum. 6 base fireballs and then an extra one for the walk-off with where we were to head into that game. That might get us an entirely full momentum fireball. So let's see here where that brings us up to. That is all 7, and that is full. That's a completely full momentum fireball. Already 24-4 heading into that game, and now we have full momentum. We're gonna sweep the Reds. Now we get the Dodgers, division rival. And here we go, first trade opportunity. Wow, and look at this. I mentioned how I was hesitant to put anybody on my targeting list that was within the division. And here our very first trade, all 3 options are from within the division. So the first one here from the Dodgers, they're gonna give us Daniel Hudson for Jose Azocar straight up. Hudson is getting up there, 36 years old, so he's gonna be regressing. I mean, he already is. Hasn't pitched yet. Oh, because he's in AAA. Definitely has solid ratings, though. 86 hits per 9 is good. And then for us with Azocar, I mean, he's actually doing pretty solid. He's bounced back a bit. 265 average. Honestly, anything above like a 230 to 240 for him is just a bonus, because the only reason I have him starting in center field is just because of how good he is in the field. So if he's also going to hit on top of that, he's honestly pretty valuable to this team. So we're probably not going to do this one. I'm hoping one of the other 2 trades is going to be better, but if not, I might come back to this. But the D-backs, we did have Joe Mantiply on the target list, and that's exactly who it is, but it's also for Azocar straight up. Well, at least between the 2, this one is a much better trade, because Mantiply, well, I guess they're the same overall, but he's younger. He's probably not going to regress. I mean, I definitely have experience trading for Joe Mantiply this year in March to Octobers, and he doesn't regress. He also has put up ridiculously good numbers out of the pen for me back in my Nationals March to October. So to me, this is probably a trade I'll do, even if it means getting rid of Azokar, which is something I don't really want to do. It's also going to be kind of a weird imbalance unless the game corrects itself, but we'll have one extra pitcher and one fewer position player. But you'd think we could probably just move Grisham to playing center, which is his primary. He's not going to be as good as Azokar out there, but he still should be good. And then we can find a way to bring Kim in, or we could just have David Dahl play right field. And look at the season David Dahl's putting together. He's not great in the field, but he's hitting. So yeah, we could probably make it work. One more trade here from the Dodgers, and it's for JD Martinez again for Azokar. So one way or another, if I'm making a trade here, we're not going to be holding on to Jose Azokar, which kind of sucks because, even though he's not going to be good at the plate, or at least he shouldn't be, there's just something about him. I kind of wanted to hang on to him for a full season, but that's probably not going to be the case. We got to strengthen the bullpen. Martinez is also going to be a guy who's going to be regressing, and we already have a couple of older bats that are just going to be regressing with bad fielding. We probably don't need another one of those. So I think I am going to pull the trigger on this trade for the Diamondbacks to add Joe Mantiply. He should immediately be our second highest rated arm out in the bullpen, actually by a lot, because Luis Garcia here, with him being old, he is regressing fast. 1 month in, and he's already going down -3 in like everything. All right, but yeah, let's do it. Joe Mantiply is going to be your newest San Diego Padre, and we're just going to keep playing here. We sweep the Dodgers, and now, okay, we get a fast track, and this could be a pretty big one too. Reese Nair, 26 years old, 63 overall. This is a very familiar situation to have a fast track with a starting pitcher. I swear, in just about every March to October I do, you get a fast track with a low 60 overall C potential. If I pitch well with him in our minor league game, he'll probably turn himself into like a 68, 69 overall, and then we call him up, pitch well with him again. That'll then turn him into probably like a 74, 75 overall. He'll probably also get a bump in his potential up to a B. Over the course of the rest of the year, he'll probably turn himself into like a 78 overall. I mean, I love this kind of fast track with a starting pitcher. So obviously we're going to do it. We're going to pitch a game down in the minors with Reese Nair. I might have to look into how to pronounce that, but I'm guessing it'd be Nair. A lot of silent letters in that name. Oh wait, we didn't sweep the Dodgers. Why did I think we swept the Dodgers? We got a loss there. Look at us though, all the way up to 101 projected wins already. 31-5 to start the year. We've bumped ourselves just by making a Joe Mantiply trade, maybe with some development too. I guess after the first month of the season is when you start seeing some of those pluses, the attributes kick in, and if everybody's playing as well as they are, we might see a lot of pluses. So we're up to 7th ranked overall now after one trade. We're gonna move up even higher because Reese Nair is about to become probably our number 3 starting pitcher by the time we're done boosting his overall, as long as everything goes well, but usually it does when I'm pitching. Oh yeah, and then let's look at our roster after the trade and see what's happened here. And we do have the same amount of pitchers, so they did auto balance things out. Must have sent down 2 pitchers. Who did send down? Honeywell and who? Or wait, you know what? No, I'm not smart. We didn't have to send down 2 relievers because we got rid of a position player. All we had to do was send down 1 reliever, call up a position player. So it was only Brent Honeywell that got sent down, which is fine because he was like our only bullpen arm not doing well. So then we had to call up somebody, and it was Brandon Dixon. Okay. I guess, I mean, yeah, looking before at what we have in the minors, we don't have much. So yeah, just kind of quick skimming through. Actually, you know what? No, it should have been Adam Engel. That would have made so much sense because we got rid of an outfielder that was good in the field with speed. Would have made way too much sense to just get Adam Engel called up. Like, that would have actually been perfect. I might have even thrown him in the Jose Azokar role as a starter. Man, I'm kind of upset now. I hope all that means is that we'll have a actual call-up opportunity with Adam Engel somewhere down the line, and then we can call him up and have a chance to boost his attributes. And actually, I forgot, with that change that we just had, I had to readjust my batting order here. So against righties, pretty simple. All I did was slide Grisham over to center, and David Dahl is now starting in right field. It did, when it made the changes, it put Nelson Cruz back in right field and Cronenworth back at first. Basically, like how it was on opening day, and it changed the order around, so I don't even remember if this is exactly what I had before. I feel like I had Soto batting second and Cronenworth somewhere down here, but Cronenworth has been hitting so good, so I'm just gonna leave him at 2. Against lefties, though, is where it gets a little weird, because David Dahl, he does not hit lefty-lefty well at all. He also doesn't field well enough in right field like Azokar would to justify bad hitting being a starter. So what I did here, I don't know. Again, the game automatically put Nelson Cruz in right, and especially now that he's regressing and he's even worse out there, I can't have that. I can't have him in the outfield. So my decision is to put Ha-Sung Kim out there. He doesn't have a secondary at all of the outfield, so he's definitely going to have a massive fielding penalty, but his fielding is already high enough that I'm hoping that keeps him at a higher fielding rating than it would Nelson Cruz, because like all the options we could have to play right field is Matt Carpenter, and I don't think this would be much better than Nelson Cruz. We have Nelson Cruz himself, or we'd have David Dahl or Brandon Dixon. So I'm going to try this Ha-Sung Kim thing, and the next time I get to play a major league game, I'll check on what his fielding goes down to, and if it's like ridiculously terrible, then we'll make a change. We might just have to live with Nelson Cruz out there. I don't know. But we're not going to get to deal with that yet, because we got to go down to the minors. And it's a good thing I checked up on the pronunciation like I mentioned, because I was definitely not close. It's Reese Kinnear. At least that's how Baseball Reference spelled it out for me. But let's go ahead. Let's get into this one. We're facing the Space Cowboys. We've got a 4.19 ERA on Kinnear. So he's doing okay. He's not doing great down here in... Actually, I don't even know if this is AA or AAA. I just assumed AAA. So here we go. Let's go. I think we really got to get it started against Michael Brantley, who's batting almost 400 with a 20-game hitting streak. I really want to succeed in this. I want to get the maximum boost possible, because Reese Kinnear, I could really see being a solid starter once we've gotten his attributes boosted as high as they can go. 5-pitch mix is huge on its own, and then obviously all of his attributes being potentially like 11 or 12 attribute points higher. I mean, it speaks for itself. And we finally threw a strike. Oh, and I missed 2 degrees right. Are you kidding me? That is so ticky-tacky to give me a yellow release. That's not a good start. Okay, that's hit weak. That's going to be a 1-pitch out to center. If we can get one on the ground, get a double play, get back to facing the minimum, that'd be nice. Oh my God, Altuve's down here too? This is just like facing the Astros. There we go. Man, he worked the count. He was fouling everything off. We got him though. Okay, that should also be a fly out to center. We got a guy there. I didn't really like that first inning, if I'm being totally honest. Oh my God, really? That was such a perfectly placed circle change, and they're turning it into a hit. He didn't even hit it hard. If that drops in too, man. Okay, no, we're there. Angle's there, the guy who should probably be up in the big leagues right now. Look, I guess all we're looking for here, when it's a fast track, you only get either a 1+ or nothing. So I only have to pitch good enough in this game to get a 1+, and that would get us our attribute boost. So even though this isn't going so smoothly, and I'm closing in on 30 pitches before getting the second out in the second inning, wait a second, if we can turn this into 2, I'll get both the last 2 outs in the second inning before 30 pitches. So that actually changes things a bit. There we go. There's a punch out. Is that the... No, I struck out Altuve. I was going to say, is that the first one? Not quite. Oh, man. I want the punch out. When I'm throwing that curve with 2 strikes below the zone, I don't want contact. I'll take the outs. Again, I need to change my perspective. We're not going for the full 3+ here. We're just going for a passing grade. Yeah, dude, Brantley just does not make it easy. We're going to have someone run it down, though. I thought that was a gapper. All right, 3 scoreless. And we're winning 6-0 here. So you would hope that we've pretty much locked up the win on the mound. And hey, quick outs, I guess that's fine. If I'm getting quick outs, I'd rather them be on the ground, but nothing's been hit hard enough to do damage yet. There's another one in the air, and another one that we're gonna go to catch. I think that's 2 pitches, 2 outs this inning. Ooh, and that one caught the corner. It caught the edge of the zone. That's 4 scoreless now. And that one's popped up in the air. Another one that's not going to do any damage. Ooh, and up and in ties him up. We might be starting to roll here. Oh, there we go. Oh, wait. No, okay. I thought that might hang up enough for us to get there, but it's going to be the first hit since... Actually, when was it? Because we didn't give up a hit in the first. It was that, it was that circle change that got hit in the second inning that deflected off of the third baseman. That's going to drop in. There's no chance that anybody... Oh, okay. Well, I just underestimate our outfielders over and over, and they continue to run everything down. I got to imagine that we're kind of at the point here with 5 innings in the books that I don't even know if I can mess up bad enough to jeopardize our getting a plus. Because you'd have to think with, you know, us getting later into this game, before I'd get the chance to mess up too bad and give up too many runs, they'd just take me out. And more weak contact in the air. This is maybe the most weak flyouts I have ever seen in one game. Oh my god, he actually made contact on that? That looked way too far below the zone to have anybody make contact, but it's just another week out. Might not be racking up the strikeouts, but we only have, what, the 2 hits allowed. We've got a shutout going into the 7th. 8-0 lead. That should be a strike. Okay, I mean, hey, it's never a good idea, in my opinion, to throw a high and in fastball to Jose Altuve, both in the game and in real life. But we got away with it there. And a broken bat. I'll make that play. Ooh, and we challenged him in with a 2-seam. It didn't break back in as far as I wanted and still got the punch out. Man, 77 pitches in, just starting the 8th. We have a lot of energy left, actually. We might be able to get through this thing without me even worrying about pitching with no energy. Oh my god, he's not even swinging. Are we going to now start racking up the strikeouts? Oh my god, look at that. We are. That's 3 in a row. Oh, another broken bat. I'm going to have to make this play. We didn't get it there. Okay, he ran it out. Well, that sucks. That's a hit that doesn't need to happen. And we're just now down into the yellow energy before I threw that pitch. So if we are going to finish this, we're going to have to pitch an entire inning low. Well, an inning and a third low. But we're going to get another strikeout. 3 strikeouts this inning. 1 more to go. And I'm pretty sure we've already locked up whatever we can lock up. They are going to give me a chance to finish it, though. We got to face Brantley and Altuve one more time before this is over. And Brantley grounds out, so we're going to snap his 20-game hitting streak in this one. And that one's weak on the ground to third. 1 more to go. And Altuve, oh no, that one is going to get to the gap. Okay, he swung, and that was the 99th pitch of the game. I thought, because I was so conditioned to fly balls getting run down, that we were going to finish this thing before 100 pitches. But Altuve just had to do something today. There we go. We'll just sit down the next dude looking... What a game from Reese Kinnear down here in AAA. We obviously got the plus. Again, like I said, it was just a 1 plus or no plus situation. We also get 1 more little fireball of momentum. And then we should be seeing a call-up opportunity to get yet another attribute boost up in the bigs. And that's the big one. So let's see. Sometimes you don't get it right away, but let's see if we get this one right away. And we add a bit more momentum to an already solid amount of momentum. How long are they going to make me wait here? Are we going to sweep the Twins? We are. Back against LA. We're going to lose a game to them, though. And there it is. There's our call-up opportunity. We must have just had to wait until he got his energy back. So there we go. We did. We boosted him all the way up from a 63 to a 69. We boosted his potential up to a B. And I wish I remembered what his progression was looking like before we hopped in that game, because I would think everything got that +6, but maybe he was up 1 already on Ks per 9 and down 2 on homers per 9. Yeah, that would make sense with 7 home runs allowed. So yeah, typically for pitchers in the player locks. It's the hits, Ks, walks, and homers per 9 that get the big jumps. Everything else might get 1 or 2. But now when we call him up, which I will be calling him up, because even if we fail and we don't get a positive game again to get another attribute boost, he's still, I mean, a full 10 overall higher than Domingo Tapia, so he would still be an upgrade. But we're gonna have the chance here again to pitch with Rhys Kinnear in a player lock, and I am gonna go ahead and send down Domingo Tapia. So Rhys Kinnear is our newest arm out there, and we'll get a chance to start him against the Royals, and if he has another good game, all he needs is another 1+ to get the boost, but this one can go up to a full 3+ to get his performance boost as high as it can go. But as long as we get a plus, he'll get another attribute jump. He'll probably get up to like a 74 or 75. With that B potential, he'll turn himself into one of our best pitchers. So let's do it here. You'd hope KC is a weak hitting team, so we shouldn't have that many difficult matchups. We should be able to get through this game nice and clean. It's raining though. I don't know how that affects things, but if we get a rain delay, I wonder what's going to happen. Look at that, dude. 35-6. It's already crazy enough that our record's that good, but just like seeing it next to our team name loading into a game, I don't know. It feels even more insane of a record. So let's get it going here. Their leadoff hitters only batting .225. That's a very good sign. Okay, we got Machado there. Okay, we got Carpenter there. I'm especially in a spot like that, I'm worried it's gonna drop right in over his head in that little gap there, that little hole. Bobby Witt Jr. is even hitting bad. He's got no homers yet on the year, and he's batting under 200. That one is going to drop in. That sucks. That was hit very weak. Not getting many or maybe even any swings and misses here, which I know the strikeouts didn't happen until kind of later into the game down in AAA, but I don't know. You got to imagine big leaguers are tougher to strike out. There we go. We did punch out Franmil, though. Honestly, that's basically just the same way we started down in AAA, isn't it? There we go. We pick up another one on the curveball that time. That one's going to get through, though. That was on me. Missed my spot. It ended up right down the middle. Ooh. Okay, no, we're good. I thought he hit that a little harder at first. Oh, and I mean, that actually still ended up as a pretty good pitch there, but lost him on 3-2. Okay, I didn't see that come off his bat. It changed the camera angle like immediately. We got a guy there though. We get out of it. No runs allowed yet through 2. Oh, nice play. Need a couple more quick outs like that. Not like the pitch count's out of control, but it's a little higher than I'd want it. There we go. Curveball in the zone actually got him. And we get Witt down swinging 2 on the curve. That's the best inning yet. Tried for a third time getting the punch out on that curve away, and he actually waited back. There we go, up and in with the 2-seam. That is a perfect spot, man. Ooh, this Michael Massey dude. Wait, I forgot. Who is that out and right there? Because I wanted to look at Ha-Sung Kim, but no, that's David Dahl. We're not getting any run support yet, though. We've had 4 innings at the dish, and nobody's pushed anything across. So there's a bit more pressure on the mound for this game than there was down in AAA. I mean, there already was, because this is the big league team, the team that matters if we win or lose. But now the offense isn't really helping me out. Well, there we go, though. I guess I'll just keep having to pitch like I've been pitching. Rollover grounder from Melendez. I like that contact a lot. And there we go. We sit down the 9-hitter up and in. 5 scoreless. Kind of starting to rack up punch outs a bit too. Finally got at least a little bit of run support here. Just 1-0. I think the energy is in a worse spot though than it was at this point down in AAA. I could be wrong. I guess we're also not as far through the game. We did have a stretch there in that AAA game where we got a lot of quick outs in a row. I think being at 66 pitches to start the 6th is a few more than I had to throw. And there we go. I mean, if we get to an 0-2 count, I'd rather just get the strikeout, but it works. That could be... Nope, that's going to drop in. See, I bet if we were still down in AAA and had Engel out there, he makes that play. Ooh, he got around on the heat. We better have someone there. Looks like we do. Another Franmil punch out. Another scoreless inning. We did get another couple runs of support, so now we have a 3-0 lead, and we're kind of at that point again, like I was saying down in AAA, where I feel like we're deep enough into the game, having pitched a good enough game, that we might have locked up a boost already. I don't think the CPU manager would leave me in long enough to even give up the 3 runs. Ooh, that should have been another punch out, and of course it's going to get through. I mean, we're pitching a good game, but it could be even better. There's been plenty of weak hits. Most of their hits have been weak. Actually, how many hits do they even have total? Only 4? At least 2 of them are below 80 miles per hour. That one's hit hard, though. That's the second hard hit ball from Michael Massey. And this, well, I mean, hey, this is, this is kind of the bad situation here, and if they leave me in, I guess this is the CPU manager leaving me in long enough to give up the 3 runs that would tie the game. We just can't give up a bomb. Okay, that one's hit on the ground. Right to second. That should be a nice turn, and we got it. Runner moves up to third, but we pick up 2 outs. They need a hit to drive him in. And now we're not in jeopardy of giving up 3 runs on 1 swing. There we go. It took a curveball in the zone after all the foul balls to sit him down, but that's another scoreless after giving up 2 runners with nobody out. It's just a matter of how much longer they leave me in. Yeah, in my experience, when you're not in control and your player locked as the pitcher, if you got a shutout going, the manager is going to leave you in as long as possible. So I don't think the energy matters at this point. All that matters is the fact that I haven't given up any runs. So if we can keep it that way, we'll get the chance to finish this. Yeah, we're definitely getting to the point, though, where the energy is affecting things. A lot more foul balls off these bats here. The 9-hole hitters giving me trouble. And, oh, they kept that one fair. And he's going to get a double out of it. Yep. That's going to drop into. That's going to be your run. All right, well, 61 miles per hour off the bat definitely sucks, but I think we should get taken out here. What do you think, game? No? You want to leave me in? You want to really give me a chance to blow it? Awesome. Don't really understand this now. You'd think giving up the run, back-to-back hits without getting an out, that would be your indication. Okay. I mean, hey, maybe the worst curveball I've thrown yet today, and it somehow got another punch out. I don't even know what we're at. They're not telling me how many strikeouts after every strikeout. That was 10. Okay, we're at double digits. We've got hardly any energy left. We're facing the 3-hitter. Okay, I mean, if he just wants to keep his bat on his shoulder, not even swing it and look at 3 pitches, sit down, works for me. Can everybody do that? I mean, I literally just threw him 3 straight 4-seam fastballs in the zone, and he looked at every single one. And now Franmil's doing the same thing, looking at the first one. Is he going to look at 2? He is. I mean, I got to try it again, don't I? Oh, okay. Well, hey, that's me getting a little overconfident. Well, big thanks, game, for just leaving me in until we blow the lead. I mean, that has to be it. If that's not it, then this is absolutely broken. Yeah, that sucks, man. Like, why? What makes sense to leave your starter who's making his first big league start, at least of the year? You leave him in after he's over 100 pitches, after he's given up a leadoff double, and then a hit to drive the run in. How do you leave him in until he gives up the lead? I still think that, what would that have been? 7 2/3 innings? I still think that is enough, giving up 3 runs, that we're going to get the attribute boost we were looking for. And we won the game. So I guess as long as we get the attribute boost, we got the win. That's all that matters. And not only did we get the attribute boost, but we may have locked up the +3. I say may have because the game also sometimes lies about the boost in terms of the pluses. The little message there saying double-digit strikeouts with the exclamation point makes me think it could actually be 3. But don't be shocked if it comes back as only a 2+. It is a full 3, and we get one more little momentum fireball. We're going to need a pretty quick turnaround, though, or else we'll be playing without momentum for a bit, because this is only going to get us a couple wins. Yeah, we're losing 2. We lost 2 out of 3 games in that little simulation there. We have another player lock, though, right away. Juan Soto at the plate this time. I mean, he's one of our best players. This is a big player lock. But let's see here, though, the moment of truth. How much of a final boost did Rhys Kinnear get? He gets all the way up to a 75, and there it is. There's the big one. Plus 2 to the stamina, plus 12 to the hits per 9, 13 to Ks per 9, 12 to walks per 9, 10 to homers per 9, and then a few more here and there throughout, up to a 75 overall. He hasn't gotten in any other games. I think I'm going to want to move him into the starting rotation for either Lugo or Nick Martinez, because both of them have the lowest ERAs in the starting line or the starting rotation. I just don't know which one to get rid of. I think I'm going to move Lugo to the bullpen because I always think of him as a relief pitcher anyway. So we're going to get Rhys Kinnear in that rotation. He's now tied for the third best arm in that rotation, and he's only 26. He's got that B potential now. He's going to continue getting better throughout this season, and we have a lot of season to go for that to happen. And also look at this bullpen. After the trade and now after the call-up, we've eradicated all of our below 60 overalls and added in 2 new mid-70s. Steven Wilson has also progressed himself up to a 70, so we went from having, I think, just 2 players over a 70 overall in Hader and Garcia to now having 5 pitchers in the bullpen over a 70. Garcia's not going to be over a 70 for too much longer, though. He is plummeting, even though he's pitching really well. Ooh, but Mantiply, though, he's only gotten his way into 1 game. He pitched a third of an inning, gave up 3 runs, and blew a save and got the loss. That's not a good first impression. I think I'm going to go ahead and get myself into this Juan Soto player lock, and then that'll be a good spot to call it for the episode. I still think I want to get through this season with only 3 episodes in the regular season, so finishing this first one, gonna be about 50 games in. That's a pretty good stopping point. But Juan Soto is already going off this season. Let's look at his stats as a whole here. He's got a 368 average, almost 500 OBP, over 700 slugging. Man, he even has a perfect fielding percentage so far, so he's built that wins above replacement up to a 3.6 already. Absolutely going off already, and we have a chance to make that even better. Now remember, just since we did just have the player locks that give boosts, this one does not give the attribute boost because he's already in the bigs. All it does is give that 1, 2, or 3 plus performance boost, which just makes him play better in all the games that are simmed. But we're back at home for this one. I actually already forget who their pitcher is, if it's a righty or a lefty, but I really hope it was a righty. Okay, well, it's definitely not a righty. It's a lefty, and it's one of the more difficult lefties to face lefty-lefty. I mean, I had to swing. I know he was stealing. Oh, it is going to get down. Okay. I was like, man, I got to swing. He slide stepped. He called out what Bogaerts was going to do, and he also left it right down the middle. I got to turn on it, but I'll take my base hit. We get another chance here. Game still tied at 0. Sales only had to throw 19 pitches so far. Oh, I got around on that fastball. I got too far around on that fastball. Oh my God, I didn't even make contact on that? I don't believe it. I don't buy it. Okay, it's still Chris Sale out there for at bat number 3. And again, I'm getting around on that fastball when he's coming in with it. Just got to keep it fair. Okay, that one's going to do it. Maybe it's better to be late and go to left field with that fastball. That one's going to be a double against the shift. That has to lock up at least a plus here. We got 2 hits on the day, one of them for extra bases. That's got to do it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Manny Machado, I think that was a 2-2 count also, and he's laying down a bunt with 2 outs. Huh? Okay, well, I guess at least we found a way to push 3 runs across without giving up any, so I can't stay too mad. Still Chris Sale out, though. I'm kind of surprised this far into the game they leave him in after giving up 3. Oh, and we're really, come on. We had his clutch active, so that turned from like a 68 contact to a 95 for that AB. And we get hit. That was Sale's last batter face, though, so guess he was just losing it. Machado actually swings the bat, and it's going to get down. Amazing what happens when one of your best players swings the bat with 2 outs. Oh, we finally get to face a righty. if I was just, man, that actually went all the way to the wall with being just late. All right, that's going to finish the game, though. Darvish moves to a casual 9-0 record. We got 2 hits. Man, that only gives us a 1+, though, even with one of them being a double. We also got hit, so we got on base 3 times, scored a run. I don't know. I feel like that needs to be more than a 1. With how little I've had to do in the past to just get a 1+, I feel like getting on base thrice, that needs to be at least 2. And yep, it wasn't a lie. It really is just the 1+ boost for Soto. But you know what? He was already doing insanely well on the year. So even a little boost, little plus to what he's been doing should just make him that much more insane. And now we're on another winning streak immediately. And we are, well, we're actually 49 games in, but we're right about at that 50 game mark. So this is where we're going to go ahead and call episode 1. This might be the greatest start to a season I've ever seen in a March to October, though. Like 41-8, I don't know things off the top of my head, but if that's not a record through the first 49 games of the season, I'd be shocked. I also don't think I've failed a single game yet. Like, I don't think I've lost when I've been in the game, even player locked. So every single chance I've had to get momentum, we've gotten momentum. If we keep this up, this is going to be the greatest March to October I've ever played. So guys, thanks for watching episode 1 here again. I feel like I'm gonna have to come out with episode 2 a little bit sooner than a week from now. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're aware of when episode 2 comes out. But that's all I've got for today, guys. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here today, and I will see you next time.